From the heart of Big Ten country, Los Angeles, California, Ryan Abraham and David Woods present the Podcast of Champions.
Welcome, everyone, back to the Podcast of Champions. I'm David Woods from Bruin Report Online, the UCLA site on the 24/7 Sports Network.
And I'm Ryan Abraham from USCFootball.com, part of the 24/7 Sports Network, covering USC. And I want to tell about you all about this podcast called the Podcast of Champions. We talking Big Ten football. I know it sounds like I'm from the SEC, but we talking the Big Ten. There's 18 teams in that damn Big Ten. Doggummit.
And
I think I ran out of steam there. But yeah, we are the Podcast of Champions, talking all things Big Ten football. It is December 19th. We have to shoehorn a thing in here. We got a comment already. Desert Rat, here we go. This is going to be so extraordinary. Yes, we're going to be extra on the ordinary today. We're live on YouTube.
The Tube.
We're on Tube. We're across the podcasting platform universe. If you have email questions for us, you can do that by sending us an email, big10cast@gmail.com. I don't know if the kids send emails anymore, but you still can. You can call or text us. I know the kids don't do that. Maybe texting, but not calling. 424-532-0678. Leave us a voicemail. Google that if you're not sure what that is. Or text us, which you do a little bit more. We actually respond to these texts, unlike you guys with the 1,000 unread text messages, people. 424-532-0678. We love to hear from you. You can tweet us at B1G Podcast. And if you have Apple or Spotify, you can leave us a 5-star rating, like your Uber Eats driver. You can do the same thing with us, but also leave us a rating on Apple, and on Spotify, you can make comments on the individual shows. David doesn't like that, but I do.
It's not that I don't like it. It's that it doesn't happen. It doesn't exist. It's not a real thing.
I have to look it up. Do we have any new reviews?
No, we don't.
Are you kidding me? No, I don't
Nobody has left a review in 1 month. They are all still celebrating my 40th birthday.
Yes.
Literally 1 month ago today.
Happy 40th to you. On Monday, I turned 55.
Wow. You don't look a day over 54.
Thanks. I won't be. I'm going. Are you coming out tonight, David? Or are you not feeling well?
I'm not feeling well. I'm going to try to rally.
Okay.
But I also don't want to contagiously contagion other people. So we'll see.
I got my
Oh, that's nice.
Abraham drinking shirt on. Ready?
Hell yeah.
Dressed up. Yeah, we did be down the Hermosa Pier later on, but yeah, I'll be old. I want to get any benefits you can get. Like if there's stuff you can get at 55, just give it to me. I want some.
Yeah,
benefits.
you can do all the AARP stuff now, right?
That was at 50. I get stuff in the mail still, but if there's something you get a discount at whatever, Sizzler. I'm like, all right, I don't like Sizzler, but I'll go. I'll give you the discount. Some people are like, sure. I'm offended. I'm like, screw that. I don't care.
I think at 55 you get Soup Plantation. I think you can do that. Is Soup Plantation still a thing?
Didn't it go away in the pandemic, or did it come back?
I don't know. I miss Soup Plantation.
Anything for I'm down with that. Being old, I don't care about age or whatever. But Shadow Hanukkah miracle. This product will last 8 crazy nights. Probably not, but we're gonna try to make this a short one. But we say that a lot. We only have 1 game to recap, and I guess 1 game to preview. To be honest, I'm not sure we're gonna preview the rest of the bowl games. I'm gonna be traveling a little bit, but we'll figure out. We'll do something. We'll figure out a way. And David really prepared for this one. He set this up. I texted him an hour before the show was going to start. Hey, by the way, were you going to set up the show on YouTube? Which, the only thing he does is oh yeah, I was busy.
Hey, did it happen? Did it happen?
You did set it up. Yes.
Yeah, damn right.
You gave people at least 45 minutes notice that we were going live on YouTube. So
we've got a hell of an operation. All right.
We do. It's great. We appreciate everyone out there listening. I do appreciate our sponsor over at MyBookie. And it's lock of the season time. First of all, we got the 12 days of Christmas starting over there, but I'm going to talk about it in a second. They do have another lock. If you remember the other one for football, it was just anybody scores. Now, so it wasn't going to be a 0-0 tie. This one is about the Jake Paul fight that's happening tonight. Jake Paul Anthony Joshua. So the can't lose bet is if Jake Paul gets punched in the face, you win. Now, I know some people think he like fixes these or whatever, but I think at some point he is going to get punched in the face. So if he does that, you win. So that's it. One clean shot to the dome. The cash is yours. You won't find that anywhere else. Only MyBookie is handing out wins like that for free. So go to MyBookie, put in the promo code POC. That's for us, Podcast of Champions, on sign up. And you'll get your first bet covered up to $500. You go big and miss on the first bet, you get it back with the bet back bonus token that we've talked about. So lock of the season, Jake gets hit, you get paid, Stick around for the 12 days. Excuse me, man, this is a rough one. 12 days of giveaways that also starts this week. So you can bet anything, anytime, anywhere, only at MyBookie. Thanks. Yeah. So are you a big fight person? You going to watch a fight?
No.
So tonight is college football playoffs, Oklahoma, Alabama. So that's going to be fun. But I think that fight will be on as well. So if I'm getting my drink on, we'll probably be watching that somewhat too. We'll see if David shows up. Will David show up to my birthday? I don't know. Probably not.
Should we put a poll up? What time are we doing things? What time are we doing things tonight?
I told people to get there at 6.
Okay.
Oh, dude, our buddy from Mork and Mindy's elopement, Christopher Gorham official. Happy birthday, Ryan.
Is Chris coming? That's the big question.
All the way
coming to Ryan's birthday. Yeah, you can hop on a flight right now from Toronto, wherever the hell you are.
Yeah.
Be here in 6 hours.
He is in Toronto. I'm going on a Canadian fishing trip. I think in June. Haida Gwaii.
Is it on the Great Lakes?
Haida Gwaii. It's off of like the coast, the Vancouver side. But I figure that's not that far. Like, there's not that many people in Canada, so Chris could just drive over.
You could just drive over, right? Like,
well, except for it's an island, so he would have to, take a flight out of Vancouver.
Yeah, but it's a quick drive over to the coast from Toronto,
and then just pop over a puddle jumper.
A little puddle jumper. I mean, what could it possibly take? 3 hours?
If I'm going to Canada, Chris has to come see me. I don't,
Right.
It's
not like it's not in any way like it's the second largest country in the world or anything like that.
I'm sure it's not 3,000 miles from Toronto to Haida Gwaii. It's probably in that range, but just pop in your car,
Just hop in and drive.
It's like free healthcare. That's fine, whatever. The money's colored.
Alberta's nice this time of year. So's Manitoba. Let's make
pop
it happen.
along the way. Yeah, I'll be in June. It'll be in June when I'm going. So, Chris, I'll let you know. But thank you for the, thank you for the birthday wishes, and make sure on Fox check out Mork and Mindy's Secret Elopement. Chris is a prominent figure on that show, or is that NBC? I forget which one it is, but it's one of those. And Sheriff Township, I think that's on Tubi. So Sheriff Township on Tubi.
Mid-season finale of Sheriff Country is tonight.
Oh, hold on, let me put that up on the screen. Yes,
it's drawn some excellent reviews out there in the world.
More reviews than our show gets.
Friend. You can be a rude friend. I'll be a nice friend.
Yes, go check it out. Nice. Okay. Well, Chris, thank you, and good luck with the mid-season finale. Sheriff Country. I'll say it right.
Hey. Constable Township.
I know that one. The other show I don't like, the one I call Mork and Mindy's Secret Elopement.
You don't actually know the name.
No, it's something. It's Tammy and Fred's first wedding or something.
My Big Fat Greek Wedding, something.
Yeah,
like that.
But it's like a spinoff of Big Bang Theory, I believe. Right?
Hey.
I think so.
I don't know.
Which I used to like that show.
Did you?
Yeah. You could sit in like their couch and everything over at the WB if you ever go the Warner Brothers tour. Do that. It's fun. They got the Friends one and the Big Bang Theory one. So if you like those, you can sit on the couch, get a picture. It's fun.
I've sat on the Friends couch. I did that. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, so what do we got to talk about today? Well, a couple thingies. We talked about Sherrod Moore getting fired at Michigan. Things got a little weirder since then. I don't need to go into all that stuff, but they do have a coaching search going on right now. There was a lot of questions about just the leadership in the athletic department. There's been a couple stories that just sort of listed all of the stuff that had happened, like both head coaches, Jim Harbaugh's multiple suspensions. Sherrod Moore had one this year. He's supposed to have another one next year, but he got fired. There was like ice hockey, or there was some other sport, basketball with Juwan Howard. Like there was all kinds of crazy stuff going on, and then it goes back. Hey, who should be making the head coach? Are they going to make a switch athletic director? So there's been some rumors about that, but as of now, that hasn't happened. But no hirings yet for Michigan. But I think there's a lot of moving pieces going on within that athletic department and the university as a whole.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. And the Sherrod Moore story gets crazier and crazier and kind of more serious and not very fun. Probably can't give any more penis advice today. Though I wish to.
You always can.
I always want to. Because this seems more like it's the classic advice, which is don't be a raging asshole psychopath. But, everyone needs advice. He apparently, the circumstances of his arrest, I mean, I think people have all read it to death now, but he went to allegedly the woman's house and was threatening her, threatening himself. Apparently, a lot of people knew about the extramarital affair, including potentially his wife. But I don't know. There's a whole lot of weird stuff that was going on here. And then also, I think he's being accused of violence against this woman at various stages in their relationship or whatever. There's a lot of really messed up stuff here. It's not fun to read about.
No.
But if anyone knew about it and was letting it go because they were winning football games, they probably need to go get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
And they probably did. So the end result is always people really like to win football games, and they don't really care what happens in the midst of winning football games. And it's only when you lose that things start to go bad for you. He lost to Ohio State. If he'd beaten Ohio State, I know there have been some people who have said, oh, well, if either way, they would have done this. No. If they'd beaten Ohio State, I don't think they would have done this. I'll be honest with you. I don't think they would have.
No.
So, yeah. Anyway, Michigan in search of a head coach.
Yeah. And I had mentioned on the show that there was I thought it was a Saturday Night Live skit, Detachable Penis, but it was actually a song. And so I forget who I think it tweeted at us or emailed us, but it was.
No, it was on our message board.
Oh, it's on the message board. Yeah, on the thread. So it's
a song by King Missile.
King Missile from 1992 called Detachable Penis. It's really funny. So have you heard that one before? Did you hear that one?
Of course. Yeah. No, I was referencing Detachable Penis, but I couldn't remember the exact origin because the last time I remember watching the music video was probably when I was in high school. Which is now really long ago. So I couldn't remember. And you said, I think you were conflating it with Dick in a Box. I think that's where you were on.
But I remembered like the song, there was a thing, but
yeah,
I thought it was
penis.
But my buddy was really into like alternative music then. Like we were, I was still in college, but and I think he introduced that one to me. He had a bunch of weird ones. There was one like Too High to Go to the Grocery Store that was pretty funny. It was just like Too High to Go to the Supermarket, whatever. It was kind of funny. We also have an update. Matthew. Hello, gents. Wanted to report on the final results of the Survivor Pool. Since Ohio State lost in the championship game, we finished with a 2-way tie between Andy and E West 9259. Congrats. Yeah, so all three finalists, email me, podcast@uscfootball.com, and I will send you a Trader Joe's gift card. So thank you for participating. Sorry, nobody won. Should we just give no gift cards out? Is that...
Yeah, no winners. Sorry, we're rolling it to next year.
No, all three of you guys. We'll send you all a gift card. But thank you, congratulations, and thank you to Matthew. I know we pay you a lot of money to do this, but thanks for tabulating everything and putting that together. I mean, it mostly was.
Thanks. That's what the money is for.
Yeah, that's what the money is for. Okay, some other little news stuff. So if you remember last year, USC had Danton Lynn as defensive coordinator. Penn State, where he went to school, tried to hire him. Didn't work out. He stayed at USC. They hired Jim Knowles. They get rid of him. It looks like Penn State's going after him again. There's been a lot of rumors. We haven't heard anything definitive yet, but that's something that's going on out there. So some Big Ten on Big Ten coordinator action. Any other hirings or coordinator stuff going on that?
No, I mean, I think the main thing is just seeing what ends up happening at Michigan. But aside from that, nothing super interesting. I
Yeah.
mean, I think the anticipation is that the open spots at UCLA are going to be filled mostly by James Madison guys. So, yeah, I don't think there's much of news at the moment.
We do. So the transfer portal isn't open yet, but it opens January 2nd. But there's a lot of declarations. I don't know where you stand on this too. USC's kind of gone all in on announcing the players because people announce when they're transferring or they're going to enter. Well, I'm going to go enter the portal when it opens. They've announced players that they've re-signed, like, hey, he's coming back and stuff. And there's been a lot of people, like people pushing back, like, this is dumb. It's almost like a reminder, like, hey, all these guys have contracts. Like, if you don't re-sign them, they go somewhere else. So I don't know, but USC's sort of gone all in on doing that. I've seen some other schools do it too, but did you have any thoughts on that?
I mean, I think it's an awkward embrace of this new era. I don't hate it because I think, generating positive PR, but it does come with the implication, or it comes with the unstated question, what about all the other guys you haven't announced?
Yeah.
Because if you announce it for like, okay, this guy got a big deal, so we're announcing him and we're announcing this guy because he got a big deal. But what about like the like third string right tackle? Are you going to do an announcement for him when he re-signs at like the, $20,000 rev share that he gets or whatever? Like, are you going to do that or not?
Yeah.
Because if not, then what are we doing here? Because you're not like, then if I'm trying to if I'm doing your job and I'm trying to figure out who's on the team next year and I'm like, well, they haven't announced this guy. So is he coming back? I don't know. It's just kind of weird stuff like that. Because I think they want the positive PR. Like, I understand it when it's a quarterback. Because the quarterback coming back, like Jaden Mayava, that should be a big announcement, ballyhooed, the whole thing, right? Like, he's coming back, yay!
Yeah.
Like, if Nico comes back to UCLA, that should be like a boo! But like, I don't know, random third string receiver, yeah, okay. But like, again, it just comes with that, like, are you going to announce every single player?
But they do it for the portal too, like that random, like the walk-on punter that never played and stuff. Like, it's out there entering the portal, and then someone that doesn't know anything is like, man, USC or UCLA or Texas, they're losing
my biggest.
You don't realize like someone that never played is in the portal.
My largest pet peeve is when the seniors do an NFL draft announcement, and I'm like, and people are like, "What's happening here?" And I'm like, they couldn't come back. There was no eligibility left. They're just announcing that they are continuing on the path that was set for them. Like,
yes,
it drives me nuts. No more seniors. We all know where you're trying to go. You don't need to declare it.
It's like you're announcing you're waking up. I'll be waking up tomorrow morning. Yes, thank you. That's good.
Yeah, I hope so.
Wait, it's knock on formaldehyde or whatever this is. What's formaldehyde? Formica? I don't know what this is. I said formaldehyde.
Definitely not formaldehyde.
Can't knock on that. We do have,
unless your table's made out of something very interesting.
So the portal, speak of, there is a big name in the portal. Nebraska quarterback Dylan Raiola. This is an interesting one. Matt Rule resigns. They announced that one. Nobody complained. Because of the Penn State stuff and everything. He gets a bigger buyout, which we both thought was a little bit crazy. And their quarterback, the 5-star, with the legacy and all that stuff, is going to go into the portal. We'll see where he ends up. But what did you think of that news? Raiola going.
I mean, it had been buzzed about for over a month, so it wasn't a surprise. I do think if you're a Nebraska fan, you got to kind of be wondering what the fuck is going on with your program right now.
Sorry, Griffin, and you're welcome, Gwen.
Yeah.
It's Gwen, right? Yeah, I think it's Gwen.
Because you've re-signed now your head coach, who just signed like one of the worst recruiting classes in Nebraska history. You lost your starting quarterback. You're having to retool part of your staff because his whatever family relation is also leaving. I don't know. I mean, I that would be my big WTF as a Nebraska fan, is like, what's the direction here? What's the plan? And is Matt Rule the guy to get him there? Dylan Raiola, I think, is a good quarterback. I think he'd be a nice fit somewhere. He clearly has some weird hangups with Pat Mahomes. There were a lot of jokes on Twitter after Mahomes had the ACL tear. Dylan Raiola's got to go. He's got to go out and tear his ACL now. which is dark, but we like it. So anyway, I don't really have strong thoughts about it. I'm sure he'll land somewhere where he'll make a lot of money, but I do think it creates a lot of questions for Nebraska, questions that were already starting to be raised after they signed, again, one of the worst recruiting classes in Nebraska history.
Yeah. By the way, I got while you were talking that I wasn't listening to, Jake gave us a response on Spotify to our latest episode. He says, I know you guys prefer mean comments, but I love the show and really appreciate you both. This podcast is probably my favorite part of the college football season. That is so nice and so sweet. And Jake, please, thank you for the Spotify comment that David hates. I will send you a Trader Joe's gift card. Email me, Ryan@uscfootball.com. Ryan@uscfootball.com. And I will send you, I think it's our last Trader Joe's gift card that we got in this round. So that's really nice. So thank you. We got a Spotify comment and no iTunes reviews, as David likes to call them.
We love it. We love it.
Yeah, appreciate that. Okay, we got to recap a bowl game.
Let's do it.
There was a bowl game. We did the show last week not realizing a bowl game was happening very quickly after the show, but it did. We've got
Washington Huskies.
They were taking on the Boise State Broncos. This is in the LA Bowl, the bucked up LA Bowl. Ryan, what does that mean?
Presented by Gronk. And I guess is RIP to the bucked up LA Bowl. I think it's over now, but it's like a workout energy drink or some shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that's what bucked up is.
Well, it was bucked up, but this game was pretty fucked up.
Well, we knew this was coming, right? Like we both
felt certainly like both of us picked Washington to cover 10 points here, right? Certainly neither of us thought maybe Boise State hangs in there. Washington covered by a ton, and I picked Boise State because I'm an idiot. So Boise State, they had a late opt-out, I think. Their star left tackle, they were talking about this, he opted out of the game. And apparently Spencer Danielson is one of those weirdos who then doesn't let them do anything with the team. And so, I don't know, weird issues there. They probably could have used their star left tackle in this game. My guess, my thought on the whole subject. Their offense stunk real bad. Washington won 38-10, but like Boise State could not run the ball at all. Washington, I would say, has rounded into form over the last chunk of the year as their defense actually looking pretty decent. And it was in this game. DeMond Williams is really good. And Washington was able to run the ball. But Boise State didn't look like they belonged on the field with Washington, and they were trounced.
It was a trouncing. Yeah. And watching the beginning of the game, though, it was closer. And I feel like just the feel I got, and I don't know how close you're watching, but Boise State was selling out at the line of scrimmage. And you see teams do this sometimes where they're just there was so much pressure on Williams in the beginning, and he had a really hard time doing much. And I felt like it was okay, but when you're doing that, then there's going to be dudes wide open at some point. And he hit that one really long one. I forget who he threw it to, but it was the dude was nobody was near him. And you felt like they were just sort of gambling. And we're going to try, but it was not, Boise State's plan was not sustainable from what I saw. And then Washington was able to kind of get rolling. But early on, they did get a lot of pressure. And I think Washington went on 4 straight TD drives at the end of the second quarter, or maybe some of the beginning. But in the beginning, Boise was putting all this pressure to start. And you're but it was not sustainable. And then everything sort of opened up for Washington after that.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, that was, I felt like Boise State was just sort of trying to keep it close somehow, we're going to throw haymakers, and I think connected early on. They disrupted what Washington was doing, but it was, and DeMond Williams, to his credit, it was sort of they said in the broadcast, he's in the huddle, hey, we can do this, and Jed Fish is okay.
A little bit of intel for UCLA fans. Spencer Danielson was on the early list that I heard for the UCLA head coaching job, and I just want to say they really dodged a bullet there. He's not good.
Oh, you don't like what?
It's a product of Boise, but he's not good.
Yeah. So Washington gets the Big Ten off to a good start in the bowl games and gives me a good start in our picks. So we'll keep the whole bowl results. I'm 1-0. Dave's 0-1 so far. I'm 1 game above 500 now, and Dave, you're 3 under 500. So, but still a lot of time to come back. You made a huge comeback to get to, within a game, but this one sort of set you back a little bit.
Absolutely.
Nice. We got to preview a game.
Let's preview a game.
You want to do this? We got playoffs, baby. Playoffs. You're talking about playoffs? Yeah, we're talking about playoffs. And Dave's really interested in this one. So, I mean, he could probably do the whole preview himself since he's got he has a vested interest in this one. But we got number 5.
Oregon Ducks.
They are hosting in the first round of the playoffs in Eugene, Oregon, the James Madison Dukes. Duke of Earl, Duke of Earl. I don't know, man. Here's the thing. Duke of Earl doesn't make any sense. I know this has been pointed out before, but that song, it doesn't make any sense. There is no Duke of Earl. These are 2 lesser nobility underneath a king.
Right, yeah,
it's a Duke of Cumberland, Duke of Gascony. It's not Duke of Earl,
Yeah, like Knight of Rook. That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense. What are we doing? There's a lot of that in the 50s. There's the Duke of Earl thing, and then there's don't know much about history, don't know much biology.
Yeah.
Don't know much about the French I took. Don't know much about science book. What the fuck?
Is that their line, science book?
Don't know much about science book. I think it's science book. Yeah. It's something book. It's yeah, I can tell you don't know much about book.
Yeah.
Anyway. Anywho, here we are. Living our lives. James Madison traveling to Oregon. This is 4:30 p.m. on TNT. Dynamite.
Yeah. And if you don't know why, it's because ESPN owns the rights to all the playoff games, but they've leased out some to TNT. Next year, even more, including a semifinal game next year, essentially because they don't want to have to go up against the NFL. So they own it, but they're going to let TNT broadcast it.
Right. So 4:30 p.m. Oregon is a 20.5-point favorite. So here's the thing. I think it's 2 very, very well-coached teams. James Madison is a low-level G5 team, and Oregon is the tippy top of the P4. So there's a massive, massive talent disparity. The thing is, they're both well-coached. I don't think you're going to see something that it's an absurd thing one way or the other. But I think for James Madison to pull off the upset or to even cover, you would want to see a coaching advantage here. And they may have a marginal one. I think Bob Chesney's really good, but it's not going to be substantial because Dan Lanning's really good too. And there is a massive talent differential here. I mean, James Madison has some players. Their defensive end, Sahir West, he's pretty good. Their running back, Wayne Knight's pretty good, but they're not Oregon level players. I wouldn't be surprised if it's close-ish at halftime, but I've got Oregon covering here. I've got Oregon probably by 4 touchdowns.
I do too. I know we're deep diving into James Madison because the coaching hire and all that stuff, but I just felt like last year the way the playoffs went for Oregon, where you get a bye and then you get the red hot Ohio State Buckeyes in the Rose Bowl and get rolled, that I think the sentiment is we have to roll in this one. Dan Lanning's going to try to roll James Madison. And I think there's a lot of group of 5 hate out there, which I'm not a big fan of. The fact that there's 2 group of 5 teams in. And I don't think you can blame James Madison for getting in. You blame the ACC for having a stupid tiebreaker and allowing Duke to win your conference. They've, pissed down their own leg all season, and you're making a bunch of mistakes here. This is an ACC problem. This isn't a James Madison problem. They were the second highest or the 5th highest ranked conference champion, because Duke was 7-5 in the regular season and lost to 2 Group of 5 teams during the regular season. So I don't blame James Madison for this. I don't like all the sort of, the rhetoric out there. And I think Joel Klatt went off about this and everything. It's like, this was a system we had in place. We've seen Group of 5 schools do some really good things in big games. I don't think this is going to be one of them. And I feel bad if it's going to be like, see, they shouldn't have been in there and all that stuff. But I don't blame James Madison for being in this one. But the fact that Oregon got pummeled last year and now they get to host a playoff game, I think there's going to be some pummeling going on. So it's a lot of points, but I'm going to take the Ducks in this one too.
Yeah.
But it should be a lot of fun to watch. You going to watch tonight? Oh, you'll if you show up at my birthday party, it'll be on.
If I show up, I'll watch it, and if I don't show up, I will certainly watch it.
Yeah, that's a good one. The Oklahoma Alabama game. I don't know. Like last year, we had all blowouts in the first round, and there were some good like Ohio State Oregon's a good matchup and ended up being a blowout. We have a couple Group of 5 ones, so they're potential blowouts, but I don't know. I think we might have a couple good games at least in this first round.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I think it's gonna be fun.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess we can take a break and do some questions.
Break.
Is there anything else you want to discuss?
I
could throw up that's the playoff bracket. Yeah.
There we go.
Tonight, we got the 8-9 game, Alabama, Oklahoma.
Tonight.
And then, to have Miami and Texas A&M tomorrow, Ole Miss and Tulane, James Madison and Oregon, should be a lot of fun.
Should be tons of fun.
So why don't we do this? Let's take a break. We'll come back and answer questions. Back in a minute, everyone. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
We are back. We got a voicemail. You want me to play it?
Yeah.
If you're in the live chat, I know it's Friday at like noon before Christmas holiday. But yeah, if you have questions in the chat, you can put them in there and we'll get to them. Let's play the voicemail for you.
Hey, Ryan and Dave, it's Perks calling from the ass crack of Big Ten country, the beautiful state of Indiana. As you guys appropriately noted and mentioned last week, Sharon Moore, head coach of our good acquaintances up in Michigan, has been let go, and they are without a coach. So I wanted to do a little bit of service for the podcast champions community and give you guys some, the names of inside names of hires that plenty of us would like to see coach the Michigan Wolverines moving forward. Number one on that list is going to be Ryan Walters, former defensive coordinator at Illinois and head coach at Purdue. Solid defenses at Illinois, and then took over for Purdue after they played the Big Ten championship in 2022 and took them in a whole new direction. So I think he would be great for Michigan. Would love to see him coach Michigan in that rivalry moving forward. Would be great. If they can't get him, number two for me would be Brian Ferentz, former offensive coordinator at Iowa. Michigan loves the ground and pound, and that's all this guy knows. And I think he would be great. He's available too on the cheap. So be a really good turn for them. Great offensive line play with him. And then, number three is, I would have to go with, Jimmy Lake, former Washington coach. Look, Michigan tells everybody all the time about, how much they care about academics, how they're a top public institution in the country, and who knows better than how to coach winning football at a school with academic prowess than Jimmy Lake. And much like Brian Ferentz, he's out there, he's ready to go. You can hire Jimmy Lake tomorrow. You also could have hired him yesterday. So there's probably some other names that Michigan alumni and all of them would love to see, but I would, if their list does not start with those three guys, you can go ahead and ignore it. Anyway, happy holidays, guys, and great to wrap up another college football season with you guys.
Thank you, Perk.
What a sweetheart.
If you don't know, Perk roots for the team in Columbus, the Ohio State Buckeyes.
State Buckeyes.
I'm not saying that his list had some bias towards maybe not the ideal candidates for Michigan, because he gave good reasons for all of them. But some people might think that. I don't, Perk. But
we have a question from Colt. If you want to put it up.
Oh, I can do that. Sure.
It's question, Dave. Assuming a JMU loss, what does the timeline look like for Cooch Bobby O to get back to Westwood to start prepping for the transfer portal? I'm assuming you meant Coach, but Bobby O, I love that. I would imagine within literally 24 hours. I would imagine he will be on the job very, very quickly after the game. I would imagine by like Sunday night. He's already doing stuff, but ensconced in Westwood very, very quickly.
He doesn't have like some Kenny Chesney concert series he has to do. Like, is there a tour?
No, his cousin Kenny is off tour right now.
Oh, okay. He's not like a roadie for cousin. Okay.
Yeah, he's not a roadie.
J Bell, add Tyrone Whittingham to the Michigan list while you're at it.
That's a great one. I like that one.
Willingham. Did I say Whittingham? Willingham. Well, our buddy, Whittingham could be the Utah man. How long was he at Utah? Like 20 something?
Forever. He was an assistant long before he was the head coach.
And Morgan Scalley was the coach in waiting, and Kyle Whittingham was. The announcement was like he's moving on, or whatever. Like he's there,
ushered out the door.
Yeah, and he left it open that he could coach somewhere else. Like he's a free agent, he's in the portal.
Yeah.
Like, could Michigan hire Whittingham to like be a stopgap head coach or something?
I don't think it would be a horrible move.
Yeah,
Whittingham can obviously coach, and I think he's a stylistic fit there. Utah basically played Michigan brand football for a long time, so yeah. I think it would be a fit. He is 66, so it's not a long-term plan. But
no, it's like a stopgap.
I don't think Michigan should be thinking in terms of long-term plan right now. It should be who can clear out the trash and get this thing looking good again. And I think Whittingham would be the guy.
But I never really thought I'd see like the day that the
Utah Utes
would like kind of force him out the door.
Yeah.
So much success, but
so much.
All right. Should we move on to? I think we got text message.
We have a text message. I will read it.
Okay.
This is from Rich from Meridian, Ohio. Holy penis talk, Batman. I don't think I've laughed so hard for 15 minutes straight. This podcast is highly underrated, not just for its tangential content, but its educational prowess. I have a sneaking suspicion that Griffin isn't listening anymore, and if he is, Dad's had to have the birds and bees talk. Anyway, I request that we change the Michigan intro music from Mr. Brightside to My Sharona.
Oh.
Also, welcome to the podcast, Gwen. My daughter finds cursing funny, too. Happens a lot in the house. Won't happen so much next fall because, what the fuck? UCLA made a not-so-typical UCLA hire? Happy days are here again, Bruin brethren. Keep it mediocre, gentlemen. Fours up and go Bruins.
Nice.
Love it, Rich. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that. Our buddy El Gordo Flacco just noticed the podcast was on. Yeah, because Dave tweeted it out 45 minutes before. So you need to have Dave on alerts because we never know when he's going to do things. We've known that we're going to do the show.
None shall know the hour.
For
none
days,
shall know the hour.
We've known when we were going to do this, but he waits until. Yeah. All right. This is from Nick, I guess. Thoughts? SC fan, but curious about the timing of the Michigan decision, so hopped over to their board. I found this thread with a staff member engaging with fans about their reporting. Interesting. Wonder your thoughts while being mindful of professional courtesy for fellow journalists, of course.
All right. I followed this whole thing, and so I want to...
Dave's got thoughts.
Well, I do. I always have thoughts.
Good.
So we are in an interesting position because I think we've talked about this before. We're not traditional news outlets. Almost definitionally, if we're doing our jobs right, we have very close connections with coaching staffs. And so because we need it for recruiting info and various other stuff. Like, you do need to have those relationships to do this job well. The tough thing to manage is first being critical of the teams, which is, I think, something most sites that do well do a pretty good job of managing that. Like, and making sure it's understood on a coaching staff, hey, we're going to have to sometimes be critical of you because we need to be honest with our subscribers. I think your site does it well. Our site does it well. Lots of sites do it well. Some don't, and they generally fail. The other one, and this is a trickier one, is oftentimes with our reporting, our sourcing is on the coaching staff for like recruiting info, for various other things. When it deviates from that is where you can get in trouble, because it's either sourcing about an interpersonal matter like this one, or sourcing about a coaching change, or sourcing about administrative issues, because then there's more bias involved from the source itself, and you have to be cognizant of that.
Yeah.
And so I think it's unfair to accuse people of, I think it's unfair to baldly accuse somebody of carrying water, because that's not, if you're any good at it, you've grown to be good at criticizing. So it's not like, hey, yeah, rah, rah, UCLA. Like, we would not be in business if we were doing that all the time, because it's not believable. People want to buy into something they trust.
Yeah.
And so it's when you become a trusted source. The Michigan site has obviously been a successful site. It's a successful site. What you run into, though, is situations where a lot of your sourcing comes from a coaching staff, and the coaching staff is intimately involved in wrongdoing, that it's hard to have a full scope. And so if you've grown to, look, do we all wish that we were like able to completely and perfectly parse things that we're told and make it so that like we are the perfect arbiters of truth? Obviously. And that's the goal. It's not as if like we're not trying to do that. It's just sometimes, you've built years of sourcing for a particular topic, which is recruiting info or team personnel info or whatever it is. And then that's your sourcing. And then you've got a thing that's going on that's hugely, harmful to everyone involved, and limitations of sourcing can play into that. Now, I'm not trying to absolve anyone of anything here, because, people can obviously also do wrongdoing in their reporting. And I'm just saying there are different ways that this could have been messed up. And it doesn't necessarily have to be nefarious. It doesn't have to be carrying water. It doesn't have to be saying something you don't believe. Sometimes it can just be accidents of omission, accidents of not knowing the full scope of a thing. And yes, you would like that to be better, but I guess my point is, not everything always has to be wrongdoing, or somebody did something wrong. It can be just somebody, they messed up. They didn't have all the facts, and they reported as if they did.
No, I agree with you. And I read through a lot of the thread, because there's different ways we can do our jobs, and I think some people, sorry, I made you bigger, David, because you were like,
make me bigger.
No, I made you bigger because you were slumping down. So I had to like adjust to make you like better. But anyway, yeah, there's different ways we can do it. The weirdest thing is the criticism I hate is like, oh, you're just saying that because they're going to take your credential away or blah. Like, dude, we get barely any access anyway. I say whatever I want, whatever I think about the team that I cover. And if you followed me during like the Clay Helton years, there was a lot more negative stuff than positive stuff. I was brought into rooms and yelled at or whatever. Like, I'm not trying to like, you have to protect sources and stuff, but that's not going to stop me, at least the way I do my job, from being critical of the team that I cover. And a lot of times I'll get people on the site that are like, you shouldn't be this critical. And then I get the opposite of people who are like, how could you be holy water for these guys? So I think if you're in the middle of that, like, you're probably doing your job correctly, where there's people think that you're too optimistic and people think you're too pessimistic. But we all try to do different ways. There's some can be more fanny about it. I try to just be more objective in the way I do things. I think David can be probably more pessimistic than most for fun, but he'll play along with the fan stuff too. And we all do our job sort of like different way.
When things are good, so I often say when things are good, I'll write them good. When things are bad, I'll write them bad. But that's not. I'll be honest, that's not entirely true. When things are good, I'll write about them as if they're the best thing in the history of the world. And when things are bad, I will write about them as if they are the worst thing that's ever happened to me or anyone close to me.
Yes, and that's your style. I have a different style, but we just have different styles and way to sort of go about this. But in no way am I like, I can't say that because I'll get now. If you're going to say something that's like, I'm not going to not be critical because I'm worried about what they're going to do. Like I've been yelled at before. I don't care. Like this, I've been doing this 30 years. I want to tell you what I think. And sometimes you have a better connection with the people that you're covering and they're conveying like their optimism to you. And that can like, okay, I get it. And if it's a more standoffish person that you're covering, a group of people that you're covering, then sometimes you can be more critical just because they're not sharing their optimism with you. And I think all of it, though, you have to, if a coach, like, so I'm covering Nebraska and the coach comes to me and says, hey, like Dylan Royola, man, he was just a cancer in the locker room and we just didn't feel he was the right fit going forward. We really like this guy. Like my bullshit meter's going off. It's like, look, you lose guys sometimes. You're not going to win every one. So I'm not going to buy exactly what the coach is telling me because it sounds like the PR of we just lost our 5-star quarterback. Now, there's there's real reasons, but you have to sort of understand that some of this is going to be the spin. So like if USC is telling me, oh, like we're going to clear out guys that are like culture guys, but then you lose like a stud and you're like, I don't know about that. Well, like, you could say, hey, most of the guys that we're filtering out, but there's some that we didn't want to lose, you could lose. And that's like, okay, like you get it. Like that's, if they're going to tell, if someone was, they haven't told me this, but if they were going to tell me like every single guy that goes in the portal is because we wanted them there, like, I think that's bullshit, right? It's like, so you just have to sort of call them out on that. You can't just like, if I wrote like, oh, every guy that left the, USC didn't want any of them. And like, no, most of them, but that's not going to be the case for it. So it's sort of some of the stuff where you're being told, especially by people that have a direct interest in that, you have to understand it could be their PR trying to get it to you. So you tell the masses like, no, everything's okay. Everyone that left, we wanted them gone. And if you know it's not true, then I'm not going to say, hey, this is what's going on, even though that's the message that they want. I think in this case, though, you do have to be careful with what's going on. I think the biggest issue I had was sometimes you got to take the L, and it's okay. Like if I reported something and I felt like really was strongly about it and it was going to happen, it was like positive for USC, like whatever it is. Oh, they're going to like, so no, USC's hard. They're going to keep Danton Lynn. I told you this, all this stuff people are saying are false or whatever. And then he leaves for Penn State the next day. I'm not going to say like, well, this changed and like attack people. I'm going to take the L and be like, my sources were wrong.
People get their egos too tied up into all this stuff, and it's understandable because for us, and it's a really weird industry, but like our personal brand is tied up into like the things we say and do all the time, and so it becomes this thing where, when we're wrong about something, it's like it feels like a personal thing, like a personal attack. And the thing is, so much in life, and we've talked about this. We talked about this with AP reporter Haley, where the AP voter.
Yeah.
So much in life is helped if you can just admit, oh, I messed that up. That's my bad, and in this instance, I reported that because I'd been told that by these people. Obviously, they're the people implicated in this. And so that was a mistake on my part. Like I trusted when I shouldn't have, and that's my bad mistake I made, something I'm going to learn from. People are, again, I did this once, so I'm not going to go into it again, but people are generally willing to give grace if you admit you messed up. It's the part where you got to humble yourself and admit you messed up that I think people a lot of times struggle with, and a lot of people do. But I do think that comes across well and better than, oh, shit changed, and it wasn't, it was right at the time. Or
and
whatever.
I technically said this and that's true. And it's like, sometimes you're just like, look, take the L.
Yeah. Sometimes you're just wrong, and that's okay.
That's okay.
It's okay to be wrong. you're not going to bat 1,000 on every single bit of news, every single opinion you ever have. I certainly don't. Jaden Daniels. But like that's I mean, I think you can win people over by being wrong sometimes.
Yeah, no, people like everyone's wrong, and it's people like to hear when someone else is wrong. I like watching professional golf and see a guy shank it into the woods.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, he's human, not like every single shot is like, oh yeah, it's perfect on the green. That's a 15-foot birdie putt. He was really looking for a 10-foot. Like, no, he like hosel rocketed something into the woods. Like, yeah, I do that all the time. Like, it's great to see that sometimes.
Yeah. All right. So this is a text message. Ice Cold 1906 from the Bro Board. I know our whole thing is Signetti the Killer, but I'm proposing Signetti the Redeemer, as in a Christ the Redeemer sized statue on Indiana's campus. Have they started working on it yet?
He knows the score. He gets the women. Signetti kills.
We wouldn't get
just a huge relief of Kurt Signetti just standing there all pissed off with his like hands weirdly on his hips like he does. That would be so funny.
That would be awesome. Oh, yeah, we could do one of those, like the, we need a better one for him. But yeah,
we get the hands on the hips and balled fists?
Yes, when they're up 63-7 and gave up a first down, or not even a first down. Like that was 4 yards on first down. The opponent got. We're only up 60. Like I'm pissed off.
It's so good.
He's like. He is a killer. Yeah, we need that drop though, because that's like we need a good drop because that's pretty amazing. Oh my god. Okay, this is Amazon College Radio Station. Okay, I don't think this is for us, right?
No, we got one from Thomas. You want me to read it? I can read it.
Okay, go ahead.
It's a Thomas email.
Oh, okay, you do it.
It's from Thomas. Hey guys, the Descent of Man. Supreme Court Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr. was famously quoted as saying, quote, "Man is an omnibus on which his ancestors ride." Well, surprise, surprise, we now can also apply that same platitude to this podcast. My son, Robbie, has asked me to write in to advocate for him to replace Griffin as the spokesman for your youngest of listeners. To be fair, he is about to turn 10 and almost as old as Griffin. But Robbie maintains his innocence both by watching only family-friendly programming and remaining coy about Santa being real or not. More importantly, though, my son is a big fan of college football and has been listening to David's middling sarcasm on the podcast as long as he's been alive.
Wow.
Nevertheless, acquiescing to his request would be a degree of nepotism that neither of you may be able to tolerate. Therefore, I humbly seek your consideration in this matter, but respect whatever decision you make. After all, Robbie may very likely be listening to this as we speak. Keep it mediocre, boys. I mean, we can have we've got 3 child sponsors now.
Yeah, so we can't do too many. Like, it's hard for me to remember Gwen. Like
I'll take Griffin, Robbie, and Gwen. We can do that. That's it.
We can add Robbie.
We've capped.
We're sorry, Griffin. Sorry, Robbie. You're welcome, Gwen.
You're welcome, Gwen.
Because Gwen likes it.
Correct.
When the weird guy's daddy listens to swear.
But what about Colt's son? Isn't Colt's baby still involved in this whole thing?
Oh, well, Colt's baby can't understand anything yet, right?
True.
So I don't know. I don't know if we haven't. We'll learn at some point where Colt's kid either giggles when we swear or looks weird. I think we have to cap this at 3 though, and maybe Colt's, but like
maybe Colt's will be grandfathered in.
But like, sorry, Griffin is like its own bit. Like it's hard to, you can't replace the bit. Like
Sorry, Griffin.
Griffin might not be listening anymore. We don't know, but forever. It's been great. Was that our last email?
That was our last email.
Nice. Let me see if we have anything in the chat. 14 months. Okay. Colt says 14 months. So probably can't comprehend what's going on yet.
No. But he will learn a lot of his language from us.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
You are like slouching. Like I've adjusted the camera like way too many times. Like you are.
You think so?
You're like just.
I'm just getting comfortable.
Like you can see yourself in the frame. Like we're on.
I'm not looking.
That's. It's like hiding.
I feel like when I do this, I feel like Darth Vader when he's dying at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
Tell your sister you were right about me.
You already have.
Like when you take off his mask and he goes from like a sonorous, black man's voice to just old white guy who looks really fucked up.
Yeah.
Sorry, Griffin.
And Robbie. You're welcome, Gwen. Colt, he mainly looks disappointed like his dad when watching UCLA football, but hopefully that will change soon. Okay. So when Colt's son looks disappointed when we're swearing, apparently. We got one last question coming in from John. Why did UCLA never build a stadium back when there was land available?
Poor planning, poor oversight. Students voted against it.
Students voted, really? They did?
Yeah, at one point. They voted against the student fee that would have paid for it.
Oh.
There have been multiple opportunities, and it was at a kind of a low point sports-wise. It was like the 60s or 70s where UCLA had big like anti-administration, people doing things for sports. So that was the last real opportunity to get it done. And now things are too expensive and too political, and there isn't the willpower to do it.
Yeah. Did you ever see like, we're here in the South Bay, and if you go to like some of the restaurants or whatever, you might see like an old picture of like Manhattan Beach in 1905, and it's like all this open land, stuff like the ocean right there. And
if you look at
why didn't you just buy all the land? It's like, smart people did, but like that, like, yeah, you didn't know there was going to be wall to wall, like multi-million-dollar homes, on small lots with no yards that you would have made bazillions of dollars on.
UCLA, if you go back and look at pictures of it when it was first like granted, just open land.
Really?
So much could have been done.
Yeah,
and so much was done. It's a beautiful campus, but there's a spot to put a stadium if they wanted to put it in there.
Maybe a couple parking spaces too. So
maybe a few.
Football players don't need to steal like handicap placards and stuff.
Wow, what a deep cut.
Does that still go on? No.
Does Deshaun Foster need to just keep getting just absolutely
Wait, was he part of? He was part of that.
That was the whole thing. Yeah. Or no, he was driving. No, he was driving the SUV that was not his.
It was Cade Was it Cade McNown time when the park?
Yeah, I forget who the handicap placards were. Was that Corey Paz? I can't remember. But yeah, there was all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, good stuff. Tight little show. We appreciate everyone coming in, especially on late notice. But if you're listening on the podcast, yeah, thank you for doing that. Thanks to my co-host for almost sitting up half the time. And
you're welcome. I don't feel well.
Putting the show 45 minutes up, before whatever.
I don't feel
well. Yeah, whatever. We can't end until we collect our money. Is the
treadmill for show or get used? It gets used. All right. El Gordo Flacco, it gets used. But thank you for the $2.
Nice. Thanks, El Gordo Flacco. We can end on that. Thank you for the super chat. Thanks to everyone for listening. We really appreciate you being part of the show, and a lot of fun bowl games coming up. The playoffs, that'll be a lot of fun. And if we don't talk to you, have a really happy holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, all that. Well, we'll talk to you before New Year, but all those fun things. But for David Woods, I'm Ryan Abraham. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we will talk to you next time.
Bye.